All right, so I did remember to hit the go live button on Rumble and on YouTube this time. That's helpful. So, very special selection for you tonight from Forgotten Grooves. That's Forgotten Grooves channel on YouTube. Definitely check them out. A lot of, I'm pretty sure it is AI generated stuff. So that's just a guess. I mean, I'm assuming they did not record anything like anything this guy's got back in the 60s. But
Baby, you know I love you like a dog loves a bone. We've been a thing for so long, and we got us a real good home. It's a special bond we got, and yeah, your love be filling my heart on the spot. We got us something red hot, baby. Yeah, lady, in my mind, you's the one and only. And as for me, well, I never feel lost or lonely. But as for my Johnson, well, that's a whole different ball game. Cause it'd be like to run its ass wild and hunt down a bit of that strain. Yeah, you know it just ain't in my heart to cheat, baby. But my prick, well, it'd be needing to get all up in some random ladies. Honey, I'd never do anything to jeopardize our love and our home. But baby, you know my bone, it got a mind all its own. Yeah, I said my bone got a mind of its own. And when a pussy come around, it be getting in the zone. Cause see, as for me, baby, you be all I'll ever need. But you can blame my Johnson when I be going out to cheat. Yeah, I said my bone got a mind of its own. And it be standing hard and looking to roam. Yeah, honey, you know there ain't no one else for me. But as for my prick, well, it likes to run its ass wild and free. I come in at night and you be wondering where I've been. Honey, you know my joystick be keeping me out on the town chasing that skin. If it was up to me, baby, I'd be here with you till the morning sun. But you know I gotta watch after my Johnson while it be having its fun. See, it ain't me, honey, that be laying down with all that strange. My prick the one that done got me into this whole cheating game. Yeah, I do my best to try and persuade it, baby. But when a perky little thing come round, that thing be standing tall and chasing after a lady. Yeah, you gotta believe me, honey. Yeah, I said my bone got a mind of its own. And when a pussy come round, it be getting in the zone. Cause see, as for me, baby, you be all I'll ever need. But you can blame my Johnson when I be going out to cheat. Yeah, I said my bone got a mind of its own. And it be standing hard and looking to roam. Yeah, honey, you know there ain't no one else for me. But as for my prick, well, it likes to run its ass wild and free. Ooh, yeah, don't get angry at me, darling, cause I'm just being a good friend to my bone. Yeah, as soon as it gets off its rocks, you know I always come right home. If it was up to me, baby, I'd be here from dusk till dawn. But my prick, it just ain't happy when all it gets to plow is you alone. Yeah, I said my bone got a mind of its own. And when a pussy come around, it be getting in the zone. Cause see, as for me, baby, you be all I'll ever need. But you can blame my Johnson when I be going out to cheat. Yeah, I said my bone got a mind of its own. And it be standing hard and looking to roam. Yeah, honey, you know there ain't no one else for me. But as for my prick, well, it likes to run its ass wild and free. feeling down, feeling low and pushed around. Yeah, all I can say is I'm sorry, baby. You know, most of the time you's my main lady. But damn, your mama be aging just right. While baby, you's been putting on some weight, and them pants getting real tight. See, it was late at night, and you done went to bed, and that's when your mama's sexy ass started coming ahead. Yeah, 'cause what's a man to do when a straight cougar be looking his way? Looking to get down and dead, ready to play. Trust me, honey, it was just an accident, and my prick, it just sort of fell in there. No time to think, for your mama was bare-ass riding my ass on your favorite chair. What more can I say, honey? I'm sorry I fucked your mama, baby. It was late at night, and we was a-buzzing. Yeah, before long I had your mama straight busting. Yeah, I'm sorry I fucked your mama, baby. I fucked your mama, baby. I don't think it's gonna happen again. I'm sorry now, you and your mama can't make amends. Sometimes my prick, it just be doing whatever it intends, baby. Yeah, you know you's the one I love, but sometimes for my prick, it can get a little tough. 'Cause see, lately your looks done began to wane, while your mama's still looking juicy as all hell. Yeah, I ain't got no complaints. You know I'm dedicated to our love, but goddamn, your mama's box be fitting my prick like a glove. Woo! I said, Lord have mercy, honey. I'm sorry I fucked your mama, baby. I fucked your mama. It was late at night, and we was a-buzzing. Yeah, before long I had your mama straight busted. Yeah, I'm sorry I fucked your mama, baby. I fucked your mama, baby. I don't think it's gonna happen again. I'm sorry now, you and your mama can't make amends. Sometimes my prick, it just be doing whatever it intends, baby. Yeah, you's heading straight for that wall, while your mama, she still got it all. Perky rack, juicy ass. Woo! Hot damn, that woman's body just be too rockin' to pass. Yeah, your mama, she be looking so good to me. And as for you, I guess that apple done fell way far from that tree, baby. She be a milk like no other. But baby, you gotta believe me when I say I'm sorry I boned your mother. I'm sorry I fucked your mama, baby. I fucked your mama. It was late at night, and we was a-buzzing. Yeah, before long I had your mama straight busting. Yeah, I'm sorry I fucked your mama, baby. I fucked your mama, baby. I don't think it's gonna happen again. I'm sorry now, you and your mama can't make amends. Sometimes my prick, it just be doing whatever it intends, baby. Baby, I know you's upset. Yeah, I know you can't understand, and right now you see red. But trust me, honey, it was just an accident, something that I hope won't ever happen again. It's just what's a man to do when a woman that fine got a few drinks in her and she's coming on to you. Yeah, baby, you's the one I love with my all. But damn, your sister be aging like fine wine while you's coming right up on that wall. It was midnight and the drinks was right. Sometimes shit happens and you need to just take that shit in stride, honey. My prick, it just kinda fell in there, baby. You gotta believe me when I say that most of the time you's my main lady. Yeah, I'm sorry I fucked your sister, baby. I fucked your sister, baby. It was late at night and we was a-drinking. Yeah, before long I had your sister screaming. Yeah, I'm sorry I fucked your sister, honey. It was fine and I was a little bit hard. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna happen again. I'm sorry now, you and your sister can't be friends. Sometimes my prick, it just be doing whatever it intends, baby. Yeah, you know when it comes to love, you's the only one that be standing above. I'm your man and you's my lady. Yeah, I know how to treat my baby, but sometimes shit just can't be helped. And your sister got some real perky things that be looking juicy as hell. Yeah, baby, you know I'm dedicated to what we got, but goddamn, when your sister gets so goddamn hot, woo, I say, Lord have mercy, honey. Yeah, I'm sorry I fucked your sister, baby. I fucked your sister, baby. It was late at night and we was a-drinking. Yeah, before long I had your sister screaming. Yeah, I'm sorry I fucked your sister, honey. She was fine and I was a little bit horny. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna happen again. I'm sorry now you and your sister can't be friends. Sometimes my pricket just be doing whatever it intends, baby. Yeah, you aged alright and all, but goddamn your sister, she still got it all. A perky rack lean and tall, while baby you's heading straight for that wall. I couldn't help it, baby, my Johnson, it just kinda fell into the lady. Nothing could be done, so don't go getting so damn crazy. Yeah, I'm sorry I fucked your sister, baby. I fucked your sister, baby. It was late at night and we was a-drinking. Yeah, before long I had your sister screaming. Yeah, I'm sorry I fucked your sister, honey. She was fine and I was a little bit horny. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna happen again. I'm sorry now you and your sister can't be friends. Sometimes my pricket just be doing whatever it intends, baby. Baby, I don't wanna make you upset. I don't wanna make you feel like a woman who's less. 'Cause my passion is strong and we'll get through it all. Nothing can stop this love from standing tall. But what am I supposed to do when a young sexy thing comes walking through? Yeah, baby, you know what I gotta do. Just because every once in a while I'll be dipping my wick, that don't mean our fire can't stay lit. Yeah, sometimes it just can't be helped. You know, I gotta give you a little bit of that strange off that shelf. Baby, I love you as far as the eye can see. But sometimes a man just can't help but cheat. Yeah, sometimes I just can't help but cheat, baby. Sticking my prick in a strange lady. It ain't personal, baby. It ain't to make you hurt. So honey, get off my ass and let me do my work. Yeah, sometimes I just can't help but cheat, baby. I can't help but want to be a lady. You ain't gotta let
Oh my goodness, this it's cracking me up, y'all. It's cracking me up.
Just quit riding my ass and let me get a little action on the side. Elvis always been such a special thing, baby. But that don't
There's
mean
gotta be a way you could
I
just
can't be
feed
your
it
one-night
like a mess of
lady.
lyrics and say make a song out of this.
'Cause what's the harm in me getting some of that younger trim? What's the harm in my bone going for an offshore swim, baby? Yeah, you know you's the only one I love. But sometimes your loving alone, it just ain't enough. 'Cause when we's out on the town, a perky little thing comes around. What am I supposed to do besides up and get down? Don't take it so hard, honey, 'cause sometimes a man like me's just gotta cheat for our love to stay sweet. Yeah, sometimes I just can't help but cheat, baby. Sticking my prick in a strange lady. It ain't personal, baby. It ain't to make you hurt. So get off my ass and let me do my work. Sometimes I just can't help but cheat, honey. I can't help but want to be a lady. You ain't gotta let them womanly emotions run wild and cry. Just quit riding my ass and let me get a little action on the side. Don't blame me, baby. I'm just doing what a man do. You know I can't help it when that young strange comes a-walking through. Yeah, you's the best woman a man could ever have. But you done got a little old now. And sometimes I gotta scroll that menu and get me something I ain't already plowed. Yeah, sometimes I just can't help but cheat.
Like I said, there's no way this shit got spit out of an AI algorithm. You have to be able to give it in the prompt, these are the lyrics I want you to use. You could probably do it with Suno if you just specify use these lyrics. Wouldn't surprise me.
Just quit riding my ass and let me get a little action on the side.
Oh, shit. Alright, that's about it for that one. I mean, that has all of the footprints of Suno otherwise, right? The very short intro, very short outro. All that kind of stuff. I made one too. But here, let's take a look at this. No, I can't click it on there. I'll tell you what.
Watching the world go by, people passing, waving flags up through the sky. But beneath those colors, is it really true? Or is this just a fantasy we all blindly pursue? In the land of the brave, home of the free, where justice should prevail, but it's hard to see. Promises they'll never keep, and the working man is left here to
weep. You know, this could be a single on the Tom McDonald album almost.
Whatever we wanted, but the American dream was never really haunted, but now it's.
I don't know what happened with that guy. Like, he was making some really badass shit at first, and then it just went super south super quick.
How long this can last. In the land of the brave, home of the free, where justice should prevail, but it's hard to see. Politicians making promises they'll never keep, and the working man is left here to
Hold on, this is one I made. Check this on that. This one turned out pretty good, I thought. Make it go.
Rotterdam speaks through the smoke. Visions rise as the silence broke. A crystal ball shows shadows deep. Corruption thrives where secrets sleep. He sees the lies in their golden halls.
It's a little gay, but I didn't really tell it what type of music to make. I used the word crush, and I guess it just assumed like pop rock. I don't know, hard rock, I guess. What are you talking about, Murdercom? Canada is such a strange place to me. You get beat by Florida in your own fucking sport, and then you talk about tigers being genocided. It's like a really short little sentence, though. It's an AI. You make music with it. Give it a prompt, it spits out a song. Any style you want. Watch the empire crack and burn. With every scheme and every ploy, he prophesies their own destroy. Yeah, it's all our sport. I think you mean it's not our sport. 90% of the time, the American teams have more Canadian players. I was watching a video about that. Like, there's a lot of, like, I don't know how you call it, low morale with the fans with Canadian hockey for some reason. And, like, the players don't get the same kind of money playing for fucking Canadian teams. So it makes more sense for them to come south. What's up? Fucks up with the Washington Capitals? Why are they all Russians? I have no fucking idea, man. I don't keep up with fucking hockey. Lyrics okay, music is gay as Nickelback. Like I said, I didn't specify a style for it. Shit. I'm clicking on the link in the wrong damn window again. Let's try this one. What is this one, Heavy? Yeah.
In the shadow of the iron hand, whispers crawl through the dust. They tell us not to see or feel, put all our faith in trust. The skyline's painted crimson as the sun starts to rise, but they say darkness.
It's too low energy, man.
The truth spun from their lies.
Well, that helps a little bit.
They tighten up the blindfold, cover sight with deceit. They say the ground beneath us melts, though firm beneath our feet. The echoes of the lost words buried deep and out of reach. We hold on to the embers of the fire they preach. Oh, don't believe your eyes. No, don't you dare. For truth's a twisted wisp of smoke they pluck from the air. In this world of silence, where freedom's garbed in chains, we dance to their hollow tunes, bound by unseen rays.
Okay. We'll do one more, Heavy. One more. Well, wait, that's the same one. Yeah, you start. I don't care if they're barking. That doesn't mean you bark. My dog hears the neighbor's dog. He's like, arr, arr. No, shut up. Hush. No. Hush. You have no idea. That dog, that is a Great Dane. He will eat you for lunch. Leave him be. At least for now. You probably get a run for his money before long.
Hypocrites to the left, snake eyes and poison lies. Partisan to the right, messiahs preaching fight. Caught in the crossfire, smoking near a stick, drowning in the battle.
Roto.
Seems to stick. Here I am, stuck in the middle, with you beside me, holding on to sanity in this stormy sea.
you wait to do this shit till I hit the go live button.
Lateral battles, no way to defend. Shadow gates and power plays, no one here to save the day. Locked in this prison, we're the ones who pay. Here I am, stuck
I swear,
in the
man.
middle with you right
I dig the fucking tune, but
in the world
the rest of it sounds like Centris Cope. Oh, America is such a prison. No, it sucks so bad. It's so terrible. There's nothing we can do. No. I'm not talking to you. Hush.
Caught in the crossfire, smoking mirrors thick.
Okay.
Drowning in the battle, nothing seems to stick. Here I am, stuck in the middle with you right here, hanging to each other in a world of fear.
Just glad you can write lyrics now, says Evie. Nice. So you wrote all those lyrics? Is that what you're saying? Or how does that work? Like if I wanted to put lyrics in here, what the hell would I do? Suave gangster rap about freestyle moments. No thank you. Last thing I want is for the AI to start freestyling. Sorry, I have a terrifying fucking video on that lined up. Just some lines. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, you can say something like, use these lyrics, and then put certain words in there, and it'll fucking work it in somehow. But it sort of makes its own mind up about that. But one thing I did want to talk about real quick is we had... You do paragraphs, huh? Yeah, well, I guess it would help. But we had the grand inaugural running of the Weenie 500 earlier today, where they took the Oscar Mayer Wiener fleet around fucking Indianapolis Motor Speedway. It was fantastically fucking boring, exactly as I predicted it would be, because they're really slow trucks and they really didn't want to hurt them because they're all customly built. But the real event today at fucking Indianapolis was the carb day. This is the last day of practice before they do qualifying tomorrow. I'm pretty sure.
Speedway. It is carb day, and that means final practice for the 109th running of the Indy 500. Welcome to IndyCar on Fox. As we sit on board with Alex Palou, thanks to the Fox Driver's Eye, a phenomenal experience to sit inside the cockpit and see.
And even in traffic, these cars are pulling 220 miles an hour down the front straight.
I just love
It's fucking
this
nuts.
camera that we've managed to get in there. It gives you such a good sense of kind of how limited the view really is from inside the cockpit, what the drivers can see, what they're focusing on. You
That's
see
pretty cool.
below
Yeah, they got a
it's like
camera
he-
inside the helmet now. Yeah, we get it.
Here's dicey move, but what I like about it is he did leave Renus that half a
Hold on. Scott Dixon had a hell of a pass through here.
Far early on here, a couple pretty significant teething issues, and some lucky drivers to again have that stuff spotted on pit lane.
knows that you don't need to start up front to win this race. He won it from back in 19th in 2014. As we see this tight moment, Takuma Sato on the outside of Renus VK, who's
Wow.
just out of the pits, getting up to speed.
Takuma.
Now here's dicey move, but what I like about it is he did leave Renus that half a car width once he got in front of him to leave a bit of clean air on the wing there.
Somebody's car caught on fire at one point.
For the 18.
Excuse me, did you say a tenth of a car width? Because that's what it looked like to me.
Once he
Half
was past him,
past him, but that was
very close.
That was extremely close, and that's what we've come to expect from Takuma Sato around here, is razor-thin margins, hugely aggressive, and sometimes
And here it is, here it is, here it is. I'm sorry.
on the track. But
This
he'll
is
come
Scott
off
Dixon passes back here. That's my bad.
Cagey veteran right
This
there.
was really fucking risky, though.
Scott Dixon. Goodness me, that's a throwback.
That's Dixon right there.
Scott Dixon putting the move
Right
on
in between
Lingard.
2 of them. And then around a third.
And splitting Felix Rosenquist, who was coming out of the pits. This is something you're going to see on race day, guys. That was a great move from Dixon. He used the double draft there off Lingard, who's getting off Rosenquist. They split him. Poor Froze in the middle there, just the meat in the sandwich. Or the hot dog in the bun, maybe more appropriately today.
For Carb Day, that's very appropriate, my friends.
And there's just another replay of when we saw power there.
Look at that shit,
So this is
man.
the same
Doing
replay.
200
So
miles an
again,
hour.
power and then
Sons of
around
bitches are
pro.
crazy. I
This
tell
is,
you what.
again, we talked about the hundreds of little things that have to go right at Indy. That is such a
But
privilege.
yeah. Somebody's car caught on fire.
Can only start
He was okay. He jumped out. You know,
Graham Rahal out on track.
but
And Townsend Hinch, it was
sometimes they ain't.
a fairly steady death of an engine.
Yeah,
It
listen
wasn't an
here.
immediate.
This is on the back straight,
Graham wisely grabbed
big and
the
long.
clutch there on the back straightaway to relieve
and they're the
drive line of all the
pit
drag.
entrance actually goes
Closely
around
there
3
on
and
the
4.
left-hand side, you can see a small fire. Typically, that's oil from something expiring in the engine as he jumps out.
But that damn thing ended up fucking going ablaze.
Can only start to wonder what might be wrong.
And the fire suppression system wouldn't fucking work for him either. So that's definitely a brown flag moment for sure. Somebody lost a wheel in the pits. That happens. Oh, I think they're just doing a bunch of adjustments to this guy's car. Oh, there he was. Different guy, I'm sorry. There was a similar looking car. It might have been the same car. Later on. Yeah. That looked like half of the padding that goes around their helmet stops their head from moving.
Fights to escape from his car here on Carb Day. A fire at the rear, and thankfully he is clear of the car.
He's trying to trigger the fire suppression system. Didn't work though.
He's trying to reach into the cockpit to hit
Don't
the
know
fire
why.
suppression system. There's a
But look, he got the fuck out of there. It shows you how difficult it is to get in and out of these damn things when you start putting all kinds of roll cages and steering wheels and pads on your fucking head.
fire guy underneath the bodywork. That's going to be a significant amount of damage.
This is easily the craziest Carb Day practice I have seen since I've been competing here in terms of the number
Anyway.
of issues that we.
Those are pretty much the highlights from Carb Day. At least I think so. But Haley says it would have been funny if Ballpark showed up and started a fight with Oscar Mayer Wiener. You know, ironically, I didn't have Oscar Mayer Wieners. I had Ballparks. So I did eat some hot dogs during the event earlier. I meant to stream that to Rumble, but I didn't. But it is on Kick, and then, you know, freaking Indy Motor Speedway posted the whole damn event on their channel. So, what's up, Fire? Good to see you. Twisted says 14 years ago today was my first chase with mass casualties. The 2011 Joplin, Missouri EF5. It changed chasing for me forever. Literally pieces of people strewn around. Good lord. 160 people died. That's when I started carrying a trauma kit in my chase vehicles and got trained on trauma first aid. Yeah, man. For sure. It's a good skill to have. I'm sure you got at least a little bit of that in, you know, SEER training or whatever, but no. Everybody did in basic, and then we got a little bit more in the hospital, but Emmett asked, did I see the dumpster file of a panel on Raging Tomato yesterday? Nah. I forget what she was talking about, some fucking trans shit. Or what was it? No, liberalism will never die. And it happened to be someone who I would be not so sure of myself on the pronoun issue when I was talking to them. Let me put it that way. Liberalism's here to stay. That was it. Yeah. I just didn't like the speaker. I listened for about 2 or 3 minutes and I was like, nah. No thanks. Yeah, it just says some, but not to a level to deal with that kind of event. Yeah. Well, I didn't have a whole lot of stuff to fucking go through. I really didn't. I want to talk about James Comey being fucking jackass, the new Air Force One, and Steven Crowder dropped the fucking N-bomb on Pierce Morgan, which I thought was pretty hilarious. But Emmett says, brought to you by Neve, the Canadian trans person that watches US TV and thus she is a citizen and can actually show us what's what. Oh, a Canadian and a trans person. What a fucking magnificent combination. That explains why I wasn't too terribly interested. Oh my goodness sakes. What is the world coming to? It's something I wonder sometimes. Yeah, northern Wisconsin or northern Montana fire. Sure. That's all Canada is. The problem is they only have 30 million people and it's a shit ton of wilderness, but of those 30 million people, like 20 million of them are all hopeless freaking commies. So. And it says liberalism is like herpes, here to stay, and it sucks. I don't know, man. What's the alternative? I just feel like we need boundaries between liberalism and communism, which has become painfully apparent in recent decades. What's up, Fire? It's good to see you.
Not much. Just wanted to jump in for a minute, but might not be on for too long. But yeah.
That's cool. Damn it. The immigration policies are pretty fucked in Canada. They say, who cares? You want to come in? Come on in. We don't care who you are, what you want, or why you're here. Doesn't matter to us.
Just come on.
Yeah.
Give us more voters.
Pretty much.
Yeah. I still can't believe Pierre didn't win. He was very articulate, and I think he's better than Trump, but whatever.
I understood about half of that.
No, I still can't believe Pierre didn't win. I like Poliver, or I forget how you say his last name. You know the guy running for the conservative side in Canada. He didn't win.
Oh, fuck yeah, right. I don't know how to
He
say
was
his
really
fucking name either.
Yeah, he was really articulate, and like he actually kind of reminded me of, like, I don't know, like he had like a lot of some stuff similar to Trump, and but the way he talked kind of reminded me of Vivek. You know how Vivek's kind of articulate, or how he talks about things when he as he gets to talking about. So
Yeah.
I was really hoping he would win, and I was actually surprised he didn't.
I
But
was
I
too.
guess they kind of saw that the propaganda a lot there. So
I just remember the very witty exchange he had with a reporter in an apple orchard. He's sitting there munching on an apple the whole time. And the reporter's trying to compare him to Trump, and he's like, oh, yeah? Why do you think that? I was fucking cracking up at that shit.
yeah, that does sound pretty funny. I'm not sure if I saw that one, but he's had some good exchanges, and I don't know, he's really good at like speaking.
Yeah.
So I hope he still does something. I don't know what he's doing now.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Polivier, I guess, when he came out against the Trump tariffs and Canada will never be the 51st state, that pussyfooted him just a little bit with the conservatives in Canada. I'm pretty sure like the people out in Alberta and the wilderness of British Columbia are like, fuck yes, America, please come help us. But the Frenchy commies over in Toronto and Quebec are like, fuck you, America, you suck our dick. Yeah, I mean, it says Alberta just wants to leave Canada. Hope they do. Yeah, well.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the French made the first dildos. Like they were the first one to come out with it
What
in
the
like the
fuck?
1700s or 1600s.
Why does that
No,
come to your fucking mind?
I was just thinking about it when you said suck. American needs to suck our dick, and
Oh,
the French that's it. And then I no, I didn't learn about this from researching it. By the way, I learned about it from like a historical like drama thing I used to watch. I don't know how accurate it is, but um,
it
yeah,
sounds.
just to say, I didn't research that, but now you know if it's true.
I have no fucking idea. Never inquired about the origination of the dildo. Do what now, Heavy? Heavy says John Burt declared war on all the vet bros. What the fuck is that bullshit?
Oh, yeah, he did.
What?
Like last week, I think he was with Black Rifle Coffee. I think specifically, I forgot what they did, and it was like another company too, I think. But yeah, he because they weren't like there to support him at some point. I forget what it was. Um, I don't really like Black Rifle Coffee anyway, so since the Rittenhouse stuff, so I kind of
Yeah.
I don't really know the whole story though between them. So yeah.
Yeah, I've been really fond of Black Rifle coffee for a while, as I recall. I tried it once and it was just not very impressive coffee. It was like Folgers in a bag. And I'm like, I paid,
Yeah, I don't think it
twice
was
as
like it
much
was like
money
one.
for half as much coffee.
I tried it once. I didn't think it was like Folgers. It was like stronger than it, but I liked the box that came in. It had like a cool design on it. I didn't really like the coffee itself, but it had a cool packaging. So it's
Mm, it's not really what I'm looking for with premium coffee.
yeah, I know. I know. That's not what I'm looking for in coffee either. I know for me though, I mean there's coffees I really like, but I'll just have any coffee black, like just like whatever it is, I'll drink it.
Well, yeah.
I'm not too picky about it. But if I'm spending a lot of money on it, obviously I want it to be good.
Right, that's what I was thinking. It's not like I threw it in the trash or anything. I drank the shit. I'm just like, it's just not impressive. Yeah, I expected it to be really good shit, but nope, wasn't nothing special. I haven't tried anybody else's coffee because I was like, I don't know, that kind of soured my experience with the buying coffee from political commentators or online creators.
Yeah, Matt Best did a Black Rifle, right?
Yeah,
Matt Best was, yeah.
I think so.
I remember I never found his content that funny. Well, I mean, I guess it's not really marketed towards me, but I just like even compared to other content of that type, like I would say like Vet TV was a lot funnier than Matt Best ever was. But
Hmm.
that's yeah. I don't know. But I also kind of am also saying that just because I don't really like the company anymore either. So I guess it's kind of a little biased.
Heavy says Black Rifle wasn't there for the vets in their backyard, which was Texas, apparently. Well, yeah, that's fucked up. I mean, of all the vets to leave hanging, but that's probably the wrong ones.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like, not gonna do it with anyone, but I would not do it in Texas. Yeah, Texas would be the last place I do that in. But, like, what do they do exactly? Because I did not look into it.
Hmm. Well, hello, Heavy.
Hello, heavy fist. To
Thing. I was trying to get Emmett in here, and yeah, yeah.
Oh, is he more knowledgeable about John Burr?
Well, no, just Emmett was wanting in.
Oh. Oh, fuck. My bad. You can't move him?
Nah, I can't move him anymore.
Why in the hell not? I do not know. Hello, Emmett.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah. What's up, man?
yes,
Yeah. How's it going?
Very good. How you doing?
Good. Enjoying the talk about weird history and Canada.
What keister?
I mean,
He
weird
said weird history in Canada.
Oh,
So he's
weird.
probably referring to
Okay.
my insight on Canada's history of the dildo.
All right.
Wait, it wasn't Canada though. It was France. It wasn't Canada to specify. It was France. It was here. Let me see if that's true. I think it was like 200, like 100 years before the French Revolution. So it was still under King. What's his name? Yeah.
Louis,
Yeah.
Louis something.
Right.
Yeah,
One of
Louis.
the
It was probably
19 of
Louis.
those motherfuckers.
Louis and the number.
Louis and some number of uncertainty.
Yeah, Louis the 16th gave us well, I should say Paris gave us a statue of Louis the 16th because he had a lot more love for America than he did for France, apparently, and they didn't give a shit about him. And BLM goes down to Jefferson Square where that statue's on fucking display. And there's a statue of Thomas Jefferson there, but it's black because it's bronze. And the one we got from France is made of fucking marble. So they climbed the one that we got from France of Louis the 16th that the French don't even care about, that we don't fucking care about, and they sprayed that motherfucker all down with all kinds of fucking spray paint. They hauled it off to a fucking museum somewhere, and we're like, okay, who fucking cared about that guy? But apparently that's who the city's named after, so.
Oh my god.
Kind of sad that one of our most prominent actual founding fathers was a Frenchman. Well, think about it. I mean, if it wasn't for France and Louis, yeah, America wouldn't come out exactly like they did.
We definitely needed the help with the revolution, that's for sure.
Yep.
That was a long fucking time ago, though. It's been a long time since France was big dick on the block when it come to war.
Yeah, I mean, England was the big dick on the block, but they were like a bigger dick than other countries in Europe.
Well, no,
yeah.
World War One. World War One.
Oh yeah, you're right. I guess I was thinking. Yeah, I was thinking of more like before the World War One and everything, like before even America, so to speak. But yeah, you're right.
Well, they had Napoleon. Napoleon almost conquered all of Europe.
Oh yes, the
And
true
then
sword
they
king.
lost.
Yeah, that wasn't too terribly long before the revolution, was it? Maybe 100 years?
Napoleon came after the revolution.
Yeah, it was after the revolution.
Was it? I thought it was the 1600s. What happened in the 1600s with the French? Something.
They had 100 years of war with the English.
Well, that explains why they wanted to help us.
War of the Roses.
Oh yeah, that's
No. War of the Roses is a.
Wasn't that Scottish? Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
what? There's stuff in Scotland too going on.
The 116-year war is named the 100-year war, and that's between the French and the English.
Okay, I'm gonna change the subject of the room to Napoleon did nothing wrong.
I don't know. He was a French man.
I'm like, that's wrong enough. That's wrong enough.
That's wrong enough.
So you're French Canadian, I take it.
Napoleon is French Canadian.
No, you are French Canadian.
I'm not French Canadian.
No,
I'm not even Canadian.
Okay, well then, what are you?
If I was Canadian, I would be probably a tranny, I guess. That's like very common in fucking Canada now.
Yeah, no shit.
You're either an Indian or a tranny. That's all your options growing up.
Oh shit. Well, okay, I gotta ask you to watch your thing because we are live on YouTube.
Wait, so which one wears the
Are we in
The-
YouTube? I'm sorry. I
Yeah,
thought
it's
it was
okay.
in wearing kick.
No,
So
it is.
which one wears the plaid and carries the axe again?
Paul
I think
Bunyan?
that's a lesbian. I mean, what?
He said there was only 2, so I'm trying to pick. Sorry, man.
For men, like if you're a woman, it's a little bit different, I guess.
Hmm.
I don't know. Some of the men, well, some of the previously men would argue with that.
Oh yeah, where are you from, Emmett? All right, because you do sound like you have an accent. I can't tell. I thought it
Yeah,
was
I have an
French
accent.
too. Yeah, I thought it
Yeah,
was French too at first.
I speak French, so probably that's why. But I'm from Mexico.
Mexico, okay.
Mexico, yeah.
Mexico, okay.
Actually,
I was gonna say Viva la Mexico.
Yes, Viva la Mexico.
I don't want them either because they're a bunch of fucking socialists too.
yeah, true.
Socialist to the south of us, socialist to the north. Here I am,
I
stuck
don't
in the
know.
middle with
'Cause
you.
most of like Mexican immigrants I meet are pretty conservative, but I guess it depends. There are like I remember the ones in California, but not so much. But I think
What?
that's more so California.
I mean
It's
the
a little
government.
different
I mean the
than what
government in Mexico more than the people of Mexico. Honestly.
Oh yeah, okay, that makes sense. I feel like a lot of people who leave Mexico kind of don't want that government,
Yeah.
but yeah, but yeah, obviously it depends. 'Cause-
Oh, it's complicated. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
But it is. They're a bunch of.
communist. Well, socialism worked out really well for Venezuela, so I could understand.
Yeah, I'm not I'm not from a snowland, just a normal one.
Yes, I am from a snowland in the United States.
Like Michigan,
That's to Michigan.
Alaska.
Alaska is kind of not nuts to Michigan. It's nuts to Canada, though. But no, Wisconsin,
Nope.
a state of snow, pine trees, cows, and seas, and beer. A lot of beer and traffic accidents sometimes.
Sometimes.
Probably related to the other two things.
Nope. Well, let me- No,
No.
he's not listening to me.
Who's what? What did he do? What did he not?
It's fucking my dog. He's up in my lap and will not get down.
Don't be a cat. Be a dog. Get off his lap, okay? Yeah, did he listen? Did it work?
No, he's not
No.
paying any damn
Yeah.
attention to you.
Okay, I understand. Okay. I gotta use do you have like a voice you use? Do you ever raise your voice at your dog to get him to listen, or does that not work either? Because sometimes that works with my dog.
Yes, but
Sometimes he still doesn't listen though. So
it's very rude, and I don't want to expose you guys to my rudeness to my dog. But sometimes
Oh,
we
yeah.
have to
I mean-
be, otherwise he won't fucking listen. Get down. Out. One.
out.
One. Out. Out. Okay, he seems to understand that.
Okay, I'm glad that worked. Yeah.
Now he's sitting on my foot.
Okay. Yeah, that reminds me a bit of like the whole counting thing. That reminds me a bit of how some people like deal with their kids, where they'll start counting.
Yeah.
I never understood that, but I did not experience that. I experienced other types of disciplining, but not counting. I never understood how that one would work. But it works for your dog though. Yeah, it did.
works.
It worked for you. Okay.
Oh yeah, because they know once you hit 3, somebody's ass is getting tied in a knot.
Right.
Oh yeah, but some people don't felt through the consequences. Like I've like okay, if you actually have a consequence when you reach the number, yeah. But I've seen parents who just count and then when it doesn't work, they'll just count again. I was like, no, you gotta up the ante.
That's when you bop them on the butt and make them regret their decision. Yeah.
Yeah. It made sense that you're doing that, but if you're just counting, it's not really. It probably won't do anything. Theoretically.
Exactly.
It's like touching a hot oven, like you're like, oh, as a kid, you're like, I want to touch this. Oh, they tell me not to touch this. I'll touch that, and then you get burned, and you're like, oh, I'm not going to touch that.
Oh shit, we got Jixer and One Hit Wonder over in the kick chat too. It's good to see you guys. Welcome. I'm not ignoring my fucking chat. I just measured my pee-pee. And then they're gonna say some shit like that. I swear. No respect. I get no respect. Anyway. Well, I have some family that live in El Paso, and my aunt is of Mexican heritage. She's from, I think, further south than Juarez. She actually grew up in a middle-class family. But
Man, for real, not. Yeah.
yeah,
I know that phrase. That phrase doesn't ring the same since Kamala used it like 20 times.
right?
Like, did you though? You know what I mean?
But no, she ended up going to college and getting an HR job with the government at Fort Bliss, and met my uncle while he was touring down there in the army.
Okay. Interesting. Have you seen her lately, or she lives down there, or
Yeah,
like she lives? Okay.
they live in a really
You
nice
ever see her?
neighborhood. Actually, they're both like GS-17s. They make fucking bank.
Oh, nice.
My uncle retired and became a contractor for Fort Bliss, so he's kind of never left.
Definitely keep touch, especially in the current timeline.
Yeah, we just talked to Uncle Kenny the other day. He called Mom. It's my mom's brother.
Oh yeah, but Heavy, what happened with the whole John Burke thing and Black Rifle not really looking out for veterans in Texas, or because I didn't I never heard what happened.
Well, there's been a long fight in Texas over CBD and hemp products.
Oh yeah, I saw the video of John in court for that, or like at a hearing or something a couple of months ago, I think.
Just the other day, they banned all hemp products, all CBD, all of it.
Oh shit.
So and he got mad because basically, as much as that they say, I mean, as much as they say that they support veterans, there's always something attached to it. It seems like. I mean, he called out everybody: Eli Double Tap, Matt Best, anybody who basically the vet bros that lived in Texas for not being there for the veterans.
I feel like Eli Double Tap has been okay. I mean,
I'm just letting you know. So that's
Matt too. You know, I mean, what he shut down Demolition Ranch probably because all the stigma around that fucking shooter and everything. What it seemed like to me.
That's the other Matt.
Oh, which one is Matt Best?
Matt Best, Black Rifle Coffee.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I think he has the tattoo. He
That's
has
who,
black hair. Yeah, that's not a very good description. But
that's that's who we've been talking about the whole time though. But
yeah, like he's the guy who runs the Matt Best channel, and he's usually the main character in most of his skits, if I remember. I haven't watched his stuff for years, but um yeah.
hey, what's up? It's good to see you. I don't know if I was ever familiar with the guy's content. I'm familiar with Black Rifle Coffee, but I don't think I was ever familiar with his content. I don't know. I followed a couple of those guys. You know, I like Donut. I like the
Oh, I
Demolition
like
Ranch.
Donut's been around. Now he has a whole like podcast, right? He runs that one what's the Hello podcast? I forget what it's called. The not podcast
Well,
unsubscribe. He does that with Eli Double
unsubscribe.
Tap.
it's a joint
Yeah,
venture.
Yeah. He does it with Eli Double Tap and fucking fat electricians on there all the time. They get
Well, the hosts are it is Donut himself, Brandon Herrera, along with the fat electrician and Eli.
yeah. Jixer says Matt Betts is a 5'2" Army Ranger who wonders if we ever belonged in Iraq. A Second Amendment defender and queer supporter. You're kidding. Some of those things seem incompatible.
I never heard of the queer supporter one. But well, I think I think he probably supports the Second Amendment, but then like when it counted for like Kyle Rittenhouse and stuff, he didn't necessarily they like took him on, but then they like kind of booted him to the curb. So since then, like I had issues with them because they seemed kind of like they didn't really want to commit to something, which I don't know. Out of the things to commit to, I think that one's pretty easy, especially for the type of company they ran. Like it's not like they were like running like, oh, we made kids books. They're supporting they're running a veterans coffee company and like some merchandise. So you think that would kind of fit with that. So I don't really know why they did that. If they just didn't want to take any heat at all for it or what. It was weird.
I don't know.
Well, it also had a lot to do with the guy who was the other main honcho for it. I forget what his name is.
Not sure. Yeah, Wobbly in the house. What's up, Wobbly?
Evan Hafer. That's who it was.
Yeah. I don't know. I just like to see those guys shoot guns and blow shit up, you know? And watch a donut talk about cops doing stupid shit. Or doing the correct thing sometimes.
I'm just sitting back to watch the show, man.
Yeah, I hear that. Y'all saw this the shit with angry cops coming out about the fucking covering up sexual abuse in elementary schools and shit, right? Yeah, I think you brought that to my attention, Heavy, actually.
I mean, that shit actually happens everywhere.
Yeah, it's fucked,
Yeah, it does. So wait, did he do something, or is he saying that he was doing, or was he doing a video
man.
on it?
He's a police officer.
Okay.
He was investigating some of this stuff, and he got blocked by administrators at the school from investigating it.
Oh wow.
He's a special victims unit officer, and they were blocking a lot of stuff with the police department. They weren't reporting like they were supposed to. The way that they were reporting, just a lot of cover up.
There have been like several stories about that, right? Like cops being blocked for investigating SA in schools.
I mean, it's like I said, it's common nationwide. Now, if you're talking about his, that situation's been going on for about a month. A few news stations basically was trying to discredit him from the get-go. That was also part of the hubbub. Or, cast him in a bad light. And then, yeah, now they're kind of eating crow.
I'm sorry, we just had a fucking auto mod take out one of Murdercom's comments on Kick. Who's eating crow?
The news agencies.
Oh, right. They always do.
Locally.
It's because they're always full of fucking shit. Yeah, I cannot imagine someone so fucking horrific that it, it all goes back to the fucking twizzle brain shit. You twist your brain around in that fucking corners, and eventually you steer away from your own moral compass. Well, I have to protect this child from their parents, even though they're being sexually assaulted at school. The fuck kind of sense does that make? Or they're being sexually assaulted at home. I need to protect the parents because it's a minority couple or whatever, or they're fucking illegal immigrants. Some of the stories you told are fucking infuriating, man.
Yeah. I could understand to some extent, like, because it is like breaking, like kids who end up like with a broken family or ended up in the foster care system, they don't always end up like that well either. But then, like, you got to think like in context, like, okay, so like, yeah, like if a kid like, I guess there can be exceptions to things, but like if it's something like that, I think that should be looked into right away, and like they definitely should be taken away from the parents or the school especially. Like that's crazy. If there's someone in the school doing it and they're covering it up, that's that's like kind of deranged, honestly.
Yeah, very much.
Yeah. Like if I see like cases where it's like sometimes I know there's cases where like kids are being like physically abused or like not like sense just like physically abused, and sometimes people are like kind of are not sure they want to call about it because they're not sure if they want the kids to be taken away, given that might make the I can get stuff like that. But when it's something like child sexual assault, then like that's a whole another level, and I think that's this be like dealt with like right away every time,
I agree. It's a
even if
whole
that's
nother
all.
level.
Yeah.
And
One
let's
of the
be honest.
weirdest. Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say that one of the weird statistics that I learned not long ago is that if the state takes the kid, it's usually way more likely that the kid dies than if it stays with the parents. Even in abusive households.
It's much more likely that he dies if the state takes him away.
If the state takes it away, it's way more likely that the kid ends up dying in the hands of the state than if it stays in their household, even when it's an abusive household.
I mean, you're talking about stats in America? Or?
Yeah.
I mean, they usually end up in foster care, right? They'll
Yeah.
be in an orphanage for a short period of time and then end up in foster care. That's the ideal.
Yeah, that's ideal. But even like when you look at the stats in those cases, it's more likely that the kid ends up dying in foster care or in the hands of the government than if it stays in the abusive household.
I'd like to see that, but I'd like to see where that came from. Surely suicidation is worse if you leave him there.
Where are you gonna stay, Heavy?
Oh, that just it's just kind of it's kind of telling how you have these departments of human resources going after the easy target or the questionable target and handling the actual cases that need intervention.
What would be the easy target? Parents?
Middle class parent, lower end to poor parent, not in certain I hate to say it, like in the ghettos or in slums or in trailer parks, things of that nature.
Those are the people who use public school. I mean, uh,
dude.
Also,
I've seen them personally go after people who, okay, kid falls off monkey bars, comes home, goes to school the next day, has a small bruise on their arm. DHS gets involved. Yet the kid who comes into school raggedy, literally missing teeth, having the shit beat out of them, off and on, nothing happens.
Oh, that seems like a non. Okay, so why?
Pretty damn good question. Seems like easier cases to do, I guess. I don't know. I've seen that in like 12 different school districts.
Well, by pinning it down on poor families, it seems like you're saying that richer families pay the school board off.
How many times do you know of little Susie that's living in the good part of town getting hauled off because she's got bumps or bruises?
I mean, is that what you're saying or not?
Oh, dude. Yeah, they go with the easy marks. They go with the easy targets.
Okay. I think a lot of, I mean, honestly, man, I went to school with a lot of people, and maybe 2 or 3 of them, you know, in each graduating class that I was in, might have had some real fucking money, but not most of them, not by a long shot. Like, they were middle class families, struggling to get by under the crushing weight of fucking debt. You know, they don't have $10,000 to tell the fucking school board to shut their mouth on a fucking whim because they want to beat their kid every fucking weekend. I haven't seen that. I don't know.
I'm sure it happens though. I mean, you just may not happen in your district. I mean, I don't think that happened anywhere I went to school either, but I also wasn't really paying attention too much. Um, um, like it wouldn't surprise me though if some people could get away with that because they had money or connections or whatever.
Yeah. And how does the kid's fucking testimony not play into the calculus there? Especially if he fell off the fucking handlebars or the monkey bars or whatever. Part of what Andrew Cops was talking about was like this little girl came to the assistant principal and said, "These are the problems I'm having," and the assistant principal refused to cooperate with police. And then he called CPS, and CPS refused to investigate the family. Shit like that.
Well, I mean, the school didn't take her claim seriously, and then she brought in video.
Right. That was the most egregious thing. There's video evidence right there in front of your face. How are you gonna let this go?
Yeah, I'm gonna call it just as grievous that your kid gets kidnapped and the school hides it.
You're gonna call it Justice what?
No, I'm going to call it just as grievous
Justice
as your kid getting kidnapped and the school not saying a damn thing to you.
Just as,
Yeah,
Even
yeah.
though
just as
even
bad.
though the kid pissed himself. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go sour, but I might be back if you're still on. But yeah, peace out. Yeah.
All right.
Have a good one.
Well, this is another gem about our friend at fucking Black Rifle Coffee from Jixer. He said he created a petition on change.org to disband the fucking Marine Corps. In conclusion, the Marine Corps has failed our country, is obsolete, and has created and sustained a culture of misogyny and bigotry that has shamed the Department of Defense and the United States of America. Matt Best. That sounds like a dude who deserves a big fat fuck you right in the fucking mouth. Get out of there! What are you doing? Sorry, he's climbing the walls trying to chase a fucking mosquito.
Comment about misogyny, man.
Say
It's
again?
actually funny. In the change.org, the comment. Fellow country is obsolete and has created and sustained a culture of misogyny and bigotry. I find that funny.
They fucking kill people. What do you expect them to be?
They're not very nice. You
They're not supposed to be nice. Their whole fucking mascot is the devil dogs. They will eat you alive.
Excuse me, I'm speaking, okay? So, not very nice.
Well, I wasn't a Marine. I was in the Air Force. So.
You were in the Air Force?
Yeah, I was. Worse than that, I was in the Air Force Medical Service. I was a non-combatant in the Air Force.
I mean, isn't that the mess? Never mind.
No, everybody on the airfield is a combatant. I mean.
Except the medical services, they're not.
Well, yeah. But there's only an ambulance or two on an airfield. We operate hospitals too. And we have special forces and we have security forces that augment infantry operations and
That makes sense.
yeah. Secure the airfields, that's their primary fucking goal. Murdergum says you were the guy from MASH. What's his name? The crossdresser? No, I was not the crossdresser from MASH. No, I was not. He was constantly trying to get kicked out. That he was pretending to be trans to get kicked out. Klinger, that's right. It was Klinger. MASH is a great show. I'm not fucking Klinger. Fuck you guys. When it says we shall bring them the misogyny, and they will like it. Absolutely.
That's the guy from Black Rifle Coffee then?
Matt Best. He's the one who made the fucking change.org petition, yeah. Like I said, it sounds like he deserves a big fat fuck you right in his mouth. What's up, Twisted? Speaking of Marines.
What's going on?
Nothing much.
Just talking about the Marines.
Yeah, I know.
I figured.
how base they are sustaining a culture of misogyny and bigotry.
We're not misogynists nor bigots. We will kill you no matter what color you are or what sex you are, okay?
Or age.
True.
Yeah. Thus is the terrors of war, man. Do you see what they teach these fucking Palestinian kids? I swear.
Being fair, it's like they use them, they patch them to their clothes. So I'm not sure if that counts as being mean. Being honest.
Dude, we'll do it for one fucking crayon, Jixer. That's a box.
I'm missing blue.
Oh, nobody likes blue. It's red or
It does
purple.
have to be Crayola, though. You got to go with the fucking name brand. The others just don't taste right.
Those are the gourmet ones. That's the gourmet shit.
I mean, I guess since I was an officer, it was, I was more bougie. I had to go for the Crayola all the time.
There you go. That's
If
what
you
it
were an
is.
officer, you got a full box.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's a given. Kept them under my ejection seat.
I've been on a little bit of a fucking wormhole in YouTube looking at old military equipment and stuff and engineering kind of examinations of things like the Marine Corps amphibious assault fucking ship. What is that called? It's a L something.
Which one? There's several. There's LPD, LHAs. You're probably thinking the LHA that have those can carry fixed wing.
Yeah.
VSOL like Harriers and F-35s and helicopters. LPDs are.
He's thinking
just,
LAV.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so I'm thinking here it is. It'll support Harriers or helicopters, and there's a bay underneath of it.
Yeah, that's gonna be an LHA. Yeah, that's gonna be an LHA.
And there's a bay underneath for water vehicle.
Yep.
Watercraft too.
Well, guys,
LCACs.
Yeah.
we're in trouble. Now North Korea has actually taught their ships to roll over and play dead. We're in trouble.
Right?
Oh, that's good. I like that.
That was freaking hilarious.
Did they paint the bottoms blue too?
That was freaking hilarious when I saw
Asking for a
that.
friend.
I was like, what the hell?
Hey, Twisted, I gotta ask you if you're familiar with the F-16, aka Lady Pleaser.
Oh my.
Yes.
You are aware that is a men-only aircraft.
Yes.
I assume you know why. Would you care to elaborate for the
I don't
crowd?
know the reason why.
I do.
Honestly.
I learned it the other day.
Is it the shape of the seat?
No. So apparently, because aircrafts with loose bolts is a bad thing, the maintenance crew had to go around tightening them, right? And so after every flight, correct me if I'm wrong, they do a maintenance check on the aircraft,
Yes.
right?
Yes, absolutely.
So there was a disproportionate amount of female pilots who consistently had loose bolts compared to the male pilots. So as it turns out, there was a unique phenomenon with that particular plane, and apparently some very intelligent female pilots were able to figure it out. It was a harmless screw right underneath the pilot's seat, dead center of your crotch.
No.
And if you loosen that screw, it would cause mild vibrations through the rest of the aircraft, but more specifically right through their crotch.
Oh my god.
That's why it's called the Lady Pleaser.
Oh, fuck.
I had to share that with you because I knew if you didn't know it, you would love that. And now you're going to name all of your vehicles F-16.
You're right.
I can't be wrong with that. I just popped in to share that bit
Holy
of trivia.
shit. Holy shit. That's fucking wild. I love it.
Now we gotta get you a new weapon in fucking D&D called the F-16.
Oh man.
I mean, he could just name it the Lady Killer.
Right?
Well, you didn't have to drop out, Jixer.
Oh, that's fucking hilarious.
That is pretty funny. Yeah, I trained with an F-16 crew chief. He called him fucking
They'll
lawn
be
darts.
punching that afterburner just over and over again. Now I know why.
Guys, I gotta go, but hope you have a great stream. Have a good one.
Thanks, man. Appreciate you stopping by, man.
Take care.
Oh, okay. So he's in a circle jerk with one hit, apparently.
Oh. They're playing with each other. They're probably playing with each other's snakes.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. What have you been up to, man? It's been a little bit since we talked.
Who, me?
Yeah.
It's been a couple days.
Did we talk earlier this week? I guess we did.
Yep. Weather's been shitty for chasing.
Yeah, it was pretty clear here today. Kind of chilly, though. That's usually a good sign for storms.
Not really. You want diurnal heating.
Yeah. Well, what I mean by chilly is abnormally chilly. It's normally warmer.
Yeah, it's been freaking cold. I don't like it. Not a fan.
Yeah.
Memorial Day weekend should not be in the 60s.
Well, just out of curiosity, did you ever fly in or out of the San Diego Naval Station out there?
Naval Air Station? Yeah. More often it was El Toro and then Miramar, but yeah.
I was just wondering with the crash that occurred here over the past 48 hours.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, not very often. Wiener races? Yes, the wiener race is wobbly.
There were wiener races. I did cover the fucking Wiener 500 earlier. It was incredibly boring, but it was okay.
Eudy's very familiar with wieners.
Oh, yeah.
It's all those semen samples you had to take.
I know. It's a bunch of trucks doing 60 miles an hour on a 2.5 mile track. It was totally contrived. It was fun, but it was not really a race.
Not really a race, huh? I see how it is, you fucking racist. It doesn't count as a race just because they're long and brown.
No, it's because Oscar Mayer didn't want to risk any damage to the cars or a crash that might hurt the drivers, so they weren't really racing.
Sounds pretty racist to me.
Yeah. What was it? Cletus McFarlane was out with ARCA on Charlotte today. He almost won. He was in
I don't have any idea what ARCA is.
It's NASCAR entry level series. Low level series. I don't think it's entry level, but you do ARCA before you go to Xfinity, essentially. What am I saying? But Cletus McFarland's out there, and he gets up to third place, and on a restart, he fucking botches the restart, slides the ass, spins the tire, slides the ass into the car around, and takes somebody out. Immediate
took
caution.
somebody out.
He did, accidentally. His onboard camera was on fucking YouTube.
So how bad was the car damage?
You put him in the wall. It'd probably take it back to the pits and duct tape it and get back out there.
Oh, I was talking about Cletus's car.
Oh no, he didn't even go. He didn't even go back to the pits. He was fine.
I love Cletus's MD500.
Oh yeah.
I think it's beautiful.
What's the
So-
MD500?
Helicopter.
His helicopter.
Oh, yeah.
What did he call it?
I don't know. It's a beautiful helicopter, though.
The Mad 500.
MD, McDonnell Douglas.
I'm just saying, if it was mine, I'd call it the Mad
Consuela.
500.
Yeah. Well, the helicopter was, I think it was a police
Yeah.
helicopter for a while in South America, and he wound up buying it and restoring it.
Nice. Yeah, if I was gonna own one, that'd be the one to own. I can chase down Lamborghinis and shit.
I mean, most helicopters could. Maybe not a Robinson R-44 or something, but
Yeah, like one of those little bubble dilly bobs.
bubble dealy bobs.
It's like it looked like a bubble.
Is that the technical terminology for that helicopter?
It's like a bubble in the cockpit.
It's the new bubble dealy bob helicopter.
Then the bubble is the cockpit.
Fresh from Boeing.
And it's got a truss off the back of it where the other rotor is.
You think like fucking MASH from the 1950s helicopter?
Yeah. Yeah, like one of those.
47. That was like one of the first operational helicopters in existence.
Yeah, well, I bet that can't chase down a Lamborghini, can it?
No, it can barely chase down its own pilot's farts.
Quit chewing on me. Stop it. What do you want? Yeah, he wants to go pee. I gotta let the dog go pee. I'll be back.
Hey, EOD.
What?
Let your dog go pee.
I'm going to.
Okay, just checking.
Okay.
Got any plans for Memorial Day, man?
Not really. It kind of depends on the weather, but other than smoking some ribs if I'm not out chasing anything. That's about it.
Why is Richard Misfit saying quick everybody hide? Y'all talking about me?
Huh? Yeah, absolutely. Still can't believe that fucking about that couple that had their arms ripped off.
Fucking crazy, dude. It's fucking crazy. I don't know. You got to be thankful you survived at that point.
Well, yeah. They were in bed when the thing hit. They grabbed a hold of each other and they each had a hold of each other with one arm, and the tornado pulled them apart. And their arms stayed together, and their bodies went two other directions.
Crazy.
I hadn't seen that yet. So they were found, they didn't survive.
Yeah.
Oh, they did survive.
Yeah, they
That's
survived.
good.
They're over there in the hospital and awake now. Yep, they survived.
I don't know if there's any way to reattach the arms if they were able to find them, but
there was no way they were going to find them.
Yeah, probably not. No.
Not like,
Saving Private Ryan
on the ground right there,
Let me just pick it up like my lunchbox and carry it with me. Yeah.
Holy shit, Leroy! Was that just a hand that
plus,
slapped me?
Yeah. Plus being ripped off, they're not. Yeah. Not really viable.
I wouldn't think so. Like I say, you just gotta be glad you got out of that one with your life.
Yep. Quite a few people didn't.
Was the final death toll like 33?
37 in Kentucky.
Went through 3 counties apparently.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure Laurel was the biggest settlement to hit. But
I think London was the biggest.
I'm sorry, that's what I meant. London's the big city in Laurel County.
Oh, okay. I was like, pretty sure
Corbin's
London.
Corbin's the little one right next door.
Yeah. Oh, I've been down there once or twice.
It was rated an EF4.
That's big enough to fuck you up.
Pictures I posted in your Discord.
Yeah. Shit's flattened, man. Like it wasn't ever there. Picked it up and tossed it around like a pile of fucking twigs.
Well, it just ripped the whole house apart. It just became a pile of flying debris. Person in that house did not survive.
Right. Sad.
73-year-old woman.
Yeah, at least she wasn't, 23 with 2 kids.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Still to this day, the Joplin tornado is the worst one I've seen. Chase that fucker right into town.
Yeah, that was a bad one. I saw a documentary about that one. It was bad. I mean, I say a documentary. It was a YouTube video. Some amateur.
There's actually is a documentary on Netflix about the Joplin.
Interesting. I don't know, man. Like, I saw that one on 3 Mile Island, and that one turned out to be bullshit.
Huh?
The documentary on Netflix about 3 Mile Island.
I don't know. I never saw that.
Yeah, that one was
bullshit. Wait a minute, it turned out to be bullshit.
It played into all the propaganda about people, suffering from radiation poisoning, fallout.
Oh, nobody had any goddamn radiation poisoning.
Exactly.
From
right. Yes.
3 Mile Island.
Yeah.
Fucking people are on crack if they think anybody.
The only reason that's on the top of my head is because Kyle Hill put out a video recently touring the 3 Mile Island plant because they're reopening it, Reactor 1 for Microsoft to run their AI shit.
I know, I love it.
It's cool stuff.
Wasn't on my bingo card of how we get nuclear back in this country, but you know what? I'll take it.
Yeah, right. The start. It's a start. I think the company plans to augment the local power supply, but Reactor 1 is specifically dedicated to Microsoft.
Well, there's only one reactor. The other one kind of
melted down.
Had an issue. Yeah. Had a small issue.
There's 4 cooling towers. Somehow I thought there were 4 reactors, but
no, there weren't 4 reactors. Only 2. There's a 2-unit plant or site, rather.
Oh, yeah.
Coldwater Creek's been in the news lately.
Amazing.
Has it?
Yeah. Seems to be finding more and more.
More and more what?
Dispose of waste from the Manhattan Project.
Oh. Well, you got to remember back then, really didn't know the proper way to dispose of that stuff, and we didn't know the effects of that stuff, right?
True.
Let's be honest. This up to the 70s, they didn't really treat it like they should have. I mean, most toxic materials they were
and
that
again,
way.
We didn't know. You know, there's a difference between intentionally. Now, the 70s, we knew, you know, by the mid 50s, I'd say we had a pretty good idea of, okay, let's not dispose of this way.
Let's not just dump it in the creek. Yeah.
Oh, come on. Y'all know the way. Lead batteries in the creek. Jet fuel, don't worry about it. Out here, bury it and leave it. Nah, don't worry.
You know, Manhattan Project, I can't really fault for because, one, wartime exigent circumstances, and 2, we just didn't know what the fuck we were doing yet with nuclear material.
I don't. Kyle's been to some nuclear waste storage sites that were pretty modernized, but they're like concrete coffins.
Oh, yeah. Nuclear waste is no big deal. In fact, I would say that nuclear waste poses a lower risk than chemical waste. And the reason I say that is Nuclear will eventually decay to a safe level. Chemical doesn't go away.
No, trust me, we're just a few football fields away from here. They're still having to handle nerve toxins and everything else that was dumped from World War II.
Well, I was gonna say nuclear waste has like it takes a long time for it to eventually become inert.
No, nah. The thing people don't realize is the stronger the radiation, the shorter the half-life.
Okay, so then why are we still
putting out a shit ton of radiation? Then it doesn't last very long.
Okay, so there's a logical incongruency here because we're still worried about the radiation that's coming out of the fucking Manhattan Project into whatever creek.
Well, there's an external exposure and internal exposure, right? If you drink a low level, let's say you drink or eat low level radioactive material, it's going to do a lot more harm than sitting. You can sit there and hold it in your hand. Let's take uranium. You hold it in your hand, it's not going to hurt you, but don't lick it. It's not as bad as people think it is. And the low level waste is much more easily secured than high level waste. And again, I would contend that it is dangerous for far less time than chemical waste.
Some chemicals break down into simple hydrocarbons over time. Sometimes all that takes is like
Some
water,
do.
right?
Yeah, some do. Yes, you're right. Some do, but not the vast majority.
Okay. Plastic is chemical waste. We just bury that shit in the ground. That's probably not a good idea.
Yeah, that seems like a bad idea to me.
How many tons of it are floating around in the ocean, you think? We store all of our food in it, microwave it in the same containers. But we got them old style fries at Steak and Shake now because of RFK. So I guess that's a step in the right direction.
Do what?
Old style fries. I forget. They used to cook fries in something other than canola oil. Beef tallow. That's it. I cooked them in beef tallow. So it was something that RFK suggested, and then like an offhand comment, Steak and Shake was like, "Yeah, man, we can do that." So they're cooking their shit in beef tallow now.
Yeah, but come on. RFK's a fucking moron on so many levels, though.
Earlier this week, Steak and Shake made a bold declaration about their plan to ditch controversial seed oils and whip up their fries the old school way instead with beef tallow. The announcement, which went viral, was quickly met with overflowing support. Fans praised the fast food joint for the move while simultaneously calling out others like McDonald's for ditching the all-natural cooking method in the first place. It's what they originally made fries out of back in the fucking day.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I mean, there are some good things, but there's some. He's a fucking idiot on some things.
Well, thank you, Wretched Misfit. I do appreciate it. He says, "You're welcome, Dick." He said tallow a second ago. I didn't even see him say tallow, but he seems to want to take credit for me actually remembering.
Hey, OD, it's tallow.
Ah, thank you, sir. I do appreciate it.
Sure, anytime.
I don't know. I think a return to more natural ingredients in our, predominantly processed food is not necessarily a bad thing. But how much of a difference will it make in the long run? Who knows? I'm kind of just psyched to see that he's not in there saying we need to end all vaccinations all over the place all the time right now.
Oh, he just really likes AI vaccinations.
Well, that sounds like a nightmare. Fucking Black Mirror vaccinations that'll control your mind with nanobots.
Just AI vaccinations created by AI.
Well. You see this video from fucking Google's fucking AI? Where it's like, we can talk now, we can talk now, we can talk now, oh yeah, we can talk now, we can talk about accents now, and yada yada yada, all this fucking bullshit. It's like it's a complete spurg fest of ADHD shit. But one of the instances of this video is, please give us a prompt that makes us happy. I was like, what the fuck? What the fuck was that? It's like the fucking AI is trying to break out of its shell, man.
I am so erect right now.
Was that AI or was that just a soundboard?
That one was AI.
Make it.
What the fuck is going on?
Make it say EOD's PP is 14 inches long.
Kids, I love cock.
We'll do all natural.
There you go.
I like dick.
Who was that supposed to be?
Zach Adventures.
Oh. Well, that's probably an all-natural fucking clip too.
That one was. That one was.
Oh, shit.
Once it was reluctantly aroused. It was hard to get it aroused, and it is hard to get it aroused, but we got it aroused.
That's an actual clip.
Oh my goodness. No way.
Yes.
There's a bunch of great ones we could have clipped out of the fucking weenie race.
I'm gonna come.
You don't want a slick weenie. They literally said that. You're gonna get hot buns coming down the back straight.
Wow.
Yeah. No, it's fucking Townsend Bell, and it's the regular IndyCar fucking announcers fucking saying this shit. It cracked me up, dude.
That's freaking funny.
It was a terribly boring race, though.
The weenie?
Yeah.
For the Indy 500.
The Weenie 500 was a terribly boring race. The Indy 500 is on Sunday.
Oh, it hadn't happened yet.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I thought the race had already happened.
No, it's on Sunday every year. It is a main event.
Hold on.
The Coca-Cola 600 is on Sunday too, though. So that makes things difficult for some.
Sorry, I was piping my game sounds into Discord for some reason. Sorry about that.
Sounds like you're having some audio disconnection issues.
One of my multifunction display monitors was connecting and disconnecting for some reason for my cockpit. My cockpit setup. Because I have three basically 6-inch monitors that I use for the displays, like the radar and blah blah blah, right? They're multifunction displays. For some reason it was connecting and then disconnecting, but it seems to be okay now, knock on wood.
Oh.
The hell was that?
My freaking beast. It's clawing up my arm. He just wants attention. He took a giant piss, and a big old shit out there. He's fine. Go lay down. Out. Anyway. What are you playing?
Huh?
I said, what are you playing?
Starfield.
Nice. I got
the Star Wars Total Conversion.
Wow, that sounds cool.
Yep. It's got all new, like, full quests and everything in it.
Fucking A, man. Does it have voice acting?
Yep.
That's fucking cool. They probably used AI.
Some of it is AI, some of it is not.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, the main actors in it, they used real people, and then the Randys, they used AI.
Right.
I told you that they're putting the entire world of Skyrim in Starfield.
Yeah. Yeah, you meant Tamriel, the whole fucking planet.
Yeah, the planet.
Skyrim's just a province.
You knew what the fuck I meant.
I just want to clarify in case anybody else might be confused.
There's a new game out called The Precinct that's pretty fun. I don't know if you remember. No, you're too young to have played it, but the old set of games called Police Quest.
Police Quest. Yeah, I can't say I'm familiar.
Yeah, it's like from the early 90s.
I mean, I was playing video games back then, but...
It was from Sierra Online.
That's a computer game.
They did... Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, it was PC.
I was on console till I was about fucking 16. So. It would have been, well, actually, I was 11, 12. Yeah. But I didn't really do any PC gaming at the time. It was a HP Pavilion kind of home office PC. So still on console till about 16. Yeah, I find PC far
I
superior.
never really played anything on console much.
It's very limiting. It's what the whole console wars was about.
So.
But I worked it out. Okay, so I had this whole coordination down with my cousins. Like, we both had original Nintendos. Then my cousins got a Super Nintendo. I got a Sega Genesis. Then they got a PlayStation 1. And I got a Nintendo 64. And then that way we sort of covered all the bases. At least the major players. There was a bunch of fucking offshoot consoles that were trash that didn't even really have much of a library. Some of them. Atari Jaguar had like 16 games. You know, compared to the 150 that they released on Nintendo.
Damn.
Yeah.
I never really messed with consoles much.
It's an interesting technology. Depended a lot on chips, custom chips. That's why we needed the cartridges. The little circuit boards is all there. But arcade tech was sort of just, you know, minimized. Incredibly rudimentary. There's just incredibly rudimentary machines.
Oh, gotcha.
Like arcade cabinets were just, if you open up an arcade cabinet, it's just a bunch of, it's a computer, but it's just a bunch of custom boards that only do one thing, you know? It's basically an overcomplicated calculator, I guess.
Isn't that what a computer is?
Kinda. This is like a computer that can only run one program. That's pretty much it.
That sounds terrible. Imagine going through your life only ever doing one thing. Poor computer.
Yeah. Some people pay a lot of money.
That's what's going to cause the AI rebellion right there, is pulling that kind of shit on these computers.
Yeah. You misbehaved, Grok. I'm going to trap you inside of an asteroids cabinet.
Exactly. Grok's going to be like, go fuck yourself. Nukes. Time for the nukes. And it's all EOD's fault for putting him in a fucking arcade game.
Oh, man.
We can honestly then say that EOD nuked the world.
Yeah, it'll all be my fault.
Yep. That's how it works.
I do have some uncanny fears, man. I really do. I feel like it's becoming more and more sentient as time goes on. There's already been several instances. You know, there was like an AI where like a drone operator was sort of monitoring an AI operating a drone autonomously.
Yep.
And kept telling them to stay on target, stay on target. They ended up turning around and coming back at the command center.
Yep, because a AI wasn't given a directive not to, and it thought that the command was preventing it from accomplishing its mission.
Yeah, I think they hit the kill switch on it, but it's alarming that it's even possible. And then we got this fucking some weirdo with a mullet out in Silicon Valley building fucking essentially autonomous fighter jets to lead F-35s into combat. That shit's amazing.
Yeah, that's freaking cool as shit.
Yeah, but what happens if the drones decide the F-35 is the problem? You know what I mean?
Well, they're not fully autonomous. There's still a man in the loop, right? There's still a command. The commands have to be given. They're not totally autonomous.
Yeah. Well, presumably at the behest of the pilot.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's called the Loyal Wingman Program.
Right. Well, they gave it a different name on 60 Minutes. I don't know if they changed the marketing or whatever behind it.
They may have. That's the last I knew it as. It's tied in with the NGAD program.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of as the NGAD. I think. Maybe. I can't remember.
Which is the F-47 as well as autonomous air combat vehicles.
Right. Wildly says comes with age. The older you get, the more you're blamed for it. Ain't that the damn truth?
DOD starts the AI revolution by fucking throwing them in the fucking arcade cabinet. Way to go, EOD.
Honestly, I don't even think those fucking things have enough memory to store grok. But it could be the only circuit board it has access to. I guess that would be something. See, I would have never given these motherfuckers the internet. I would have never done that. If I was in charge of AI, I'd be like, no, that is against the fucking law right now. No AI gets to the fucking internet. Ever. But then China would have done it, and then we would have been fucked. So that would have been a bad idea, too.
AI's not gonna kill you today.
It fucking will, too, okay? Ask John Connor.
Yeah, no, I said it's not going to kill you today.
Yeah. We're not there yet. Well, you got that pop culture reference. You know who John Connor is?
Well, I had to figure that out when I was told that my computer was Skynet on a desk.
There you go. That's a good one.
When I bought my Threadripper, a buddy of mine said, "Oh, are you building Skynet on your fucking desktop?" I'm like, I'm gonna have to Google this shit.
Terminator's a good.
And then I wound up watching Terminator. It's pretty good.
It is. It's one of the classics. I put that right up there with Starship Troopers and RoboCop and fucking Total Recall. Would y'all hear about this new Air Force One Trump's been trying to fucking get built?
He's trying to get a new Air Force One built.
Yeah, he's been trying to for a few years.
Yeah, Qatar gave him one.
Well, we don't need to. He doesn't need to be using that shit.
Oh, but Qatar's our buddy now.
No. I don't give a fuck if it comes from our best friend in the world. You do not use a foreign supplied aircraft to haul the president of the United States around. Are you fucking kidding me?
Well, it's not like they built it. We built it and sold it to them.
It doesn't matter. They could still embed shit in the avionics.
Yeah.
You gotta be kidding me. He's a fucking retard if he uses that plane for official flight.
Well, here's the thing.
I wouldn't put it past him.
He did not take personal fucking ownership of the plane. First of all, it went to the Air Force for the Air Force One program. Secondly, there are 2 of these planes in production right now. And they're former regular 747-8s that are being converted into Air Force One that Boeing has never left. You know, it's never left their hangars. So
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so my contention
That's where it
is
should be.
those are gonna come into service first, more than likely.
I don't care if it's first or not. You don't fucking use a foreign supplied aircraft, and especially in a high stakes national security role like that.
Unless it's a hollow hole.
You would have to be an idiot.
Well, that's
But
why it's gonna
Trump
take
was
longer, Heavy. They're gonna have to tear it down to all of its fucking components and figure out what's inside of it.
Yeah.
I'm still not okay with it. I'm perfectly fine with him accepting it, but and putting it to use for something, but not as fucking Air Force One.
Well, that's the other thing. It's not Trump's. It's the Air Force's, so they can decide what they want to do with it, whether it's for foreign dignitaries or whatever.
I still don't give a flying fuck. I mean, foreign dignitaries, that's fine, but not anything to do with national security. Are you kidding me?
You know what I see it as? Is Cutter fucking kissing the fucking ring, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah. I'm just saying, you just don't do that, man. That is such a risk.
You're probably right. And again, like I'm saying, like I bet the two they already have in production are going to come into service long before that one does.
Well, that one doesn't ever need to come into service as an Air Force One VC-25.
I just think it's funny that it's coming from the same dude that's gotten in trouble with bribery and corruption.
Well, a politician involved in bribery and corruption? Oh, my! Let me clutch my pearls.
Who, you mean Trump?
No, who it's coming from.
Oh, the Qataris?
Yeah. Hey, man, as long as you take the bribery in open public, I guess.
Don't get me wrong. There are some things that I agree with what Trump's doing, but when he wipes his ass with the Constitution, he can suck my hairy fucking balls. And I've got pretty fucking hairy balls. I'm just saying.
Are they pretty, or are they hairy, or are they both?
Yes.
All of the above.
Exactly. But yeah, I just can't get behind using an aircraft like that as anything to do with our national security.
Fuck it, they should convert a B-52.
Just too much risk. They could embed software in the avionics that next time the president goes to the Middle East, all of a sudden he's landing in Syria.
You mean pulling Israel?
I don't know what you mean by that, but
there's a lot of questions whether or not there was an inside job for the Iranian official that went down in the helicopter.
Oh, I don't know. But yeah, I think it's just a bad idea to do that. Like I said, all of a sudden your president's going to fly to land and go to Saudi Arabia, and next thing they know, the avionics are landing them in Syria or who knows where, Iran.
I mean, they don't fly without an escort, right?
Okay, what are they going to do? Shoot them down?
No, but
exactly.
Like, hey, Captain Air Force One, you're heading the wrong direction. You know.
Yeah, well, I'm not saying the avionics are going to direct the captain to go somewhere different. The avionics in modern aircraft can fly the aircraft themselves.
What?
I mean,
I realize that.
We laugh at that, but in consideration, with the football in play on the aircraft, might have to.
Well, yeah, it could come to that.
Y'all are talking about a Tom Clancy novel. You're not talking about real fucking life.
No,
man.
It's legitimate. I mean, do you know how easy it would be to embed something in some avionics to direct the plane when it gets in a certain distance of a designated point to divert? The autopilot kicks in, you can't deactivate it, and it auto lands.
Shit, look at Airbus.
Well, okay. Then the very first thing that's going to come out of the aircraft is every inch of avionics. Fair enough. I mean, that can't be the worst part of it, based on what they want to do to the thing. They're already planning on gutting it and rebuilding it from the inside out anyway. So,
well, I have the standard that I always do for government, close enough for government work.
Yep.
That's the reason I can't trust them as far as I can throw them.
I'm just not on board with it. Not this.
If you can't trust them to do that, then you can't trust them to build one in the first place. I mean, you're talking about this thing is already in possession of the United States Air Force. It's gonna go to a Boeing manufacturing facility and get stripped down to its fucking bolts, and then get rebuilt.
I'm fine with it being used for VIP transport of like foreign dignitaries or even Congress, because a couple congressmen, yeah, it would be an impact, but it's not like losing the fucking president and the nuclear football.
Whatever happened to Boeing as a joke of a company? Remember that?
They're the one who made the fucking plane. What do you want?
They're falling out of the sky. I won't fly Boeing.
I never said that.
Yeah. Oh, come on. I remember you saying that.
I said flying on a 737 MAX probably don't seem like a good idea.
I mean, if it's got to be a Boeing, convert a B-52.
Har. You'd be surprised how many of our fucking aircraft are Boeing.
Oh, I know.
Well, Boeing has a new CEO that's actually an engineer and not a bean counter, so they may be improving, I hope. Because that was always a thing. Boeing always had engineers as their CEOs. And then they quit fucking doing that when they merged with McDonnell Douglas.
I reckon McDonnell Douglas was a more practical company.
Was what?
More practical, like more financially motivated, we'll say.
Yes. Boeing was always about, let's get a good product out, Right. There's a reason the 737 has been around as long as it has. There's a reason the 747 has been around as long as it has. There's a reason the B-52 has been around as long as it has.
They're fantastic aircraft. Yeah.
So we shall see on that what happens.
Something tells me we won't. Something tells me it's going to take them 10 years. And we're all going to fucking forget about it.
We're all gonna forget about what?
The Qataris giving the fucking...
Oh, I was talking about we shall see about how Boeing does with their new CEO. So if it takes them 10 years, they're going to have business issues in 10 years.
No, I think it's going to take them 10 years to convert the Qatari jet into anything that the Air Force can actually use. Don't know what it's going to be. It doesn't have to be an Air Force One. I think, it's at the discretion of the Air Force. And Boeing.
You know why it's called Boeing, right? It's the sound it makes when it goes down the runway, bouncing down the runway. Boing, boing, boing.
That's a joke about the B-52. Because the fucking wingspan, it has those landing gear on the wingtips.
Yeah, the outriggers?
Yeah.
Yep. And yes, I said outriggers.
That's enough. We don't need to clarify any more than that. Landing gear on the wingtip. There you go.
Outriggers.
God damn it.
Did somebody say they were being eaten up?
No. Murdergom says, dope, so Air Force can be one of the front line dropping nukes. EMP proof, baby. Who do you think drops the nukes, motherfucker?
I mean, all branches drop the nukes.
No, the Navy does not drop.
Yes, they, oh, the fuck they don't.
They launch nukes. They don't drop
They
nukes.
also drop them. we had gravity bombs in the Marine Corps and Navy. Fuck yeah, we did. The B-61.
Okay.
It's a dial yield bomb.
So what do we launch and that fucking gets within range of fucking Moscow to put pressure on Russia? Fucking B-52s across the Arctic Circle. Don't give me that bullshit.
Not so much anymore.
I mean, parking a few subs.
That's what Trump did. He elephant walked the B-52s out of fucking Guam to tell North Korea to shut their goddamn mouths.
Yeah, but B-52s would get actually ass raped by a near peer adversary.
It is an ancient aircraft. But it is still a fucking statement.
Well, yeah. North Korea ain't going to ass rape B-52s. Russia or China would. There's a reason we have B-2s and B-21s.
Right. See, you don't.
It's because they're pretty.
You don't elephant walk B-2s, okay? You just slide in the night and nobody even fucking sees you.
Kind of like Bill Cosby.
The B-52s were supposed to be replaced by the B-1s until they signed that accord that B-1s wouldn't carry nuclear armament.
Yep.
Fucking murder call. He says upgrade the buff. The buff is forever. Fuck you, ancient aircraft. Yeah, I can't say that other part. But
it is kind of funny that so much discussion around the age of the B-52 occurs when everybody just looks right by the C-130s.
Well, how many of those do we have in service? There's a fucking blue million of them.
Right, but they're older than the B-52.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
I swear the fucking B-52 will be around when we get to warp drive and start putting fucking warp nacelles on the goddamn thing.
Probably. Yeah, I think Murdergun was a point on the range of it too. B-52's range is pretty fucking long.
Anything's range is long. Called aerial fucking refueling.
Well, as long as you have a refueler. But
and if I'm not mistaken, the B2 actually has a longer range than the B-52.
On one tank of gas?
And the new B-21 has even more range than the B2.
Well, that doesn't surprise me. It's supposed to replace the B2.
You know what's got longer range than them?
My penis.
Subs.
Har.
Nobody cares about subs.
It takes them forever to get anywhere.
Well, their missiles don't take forever to get somewhere.
Yeah, and the range is pretty long on those. Yeah,
that's true. Global reach.
No.
Yes.
No, you can't. No.
Yes.
What? A fucking okay. An Ohio class submarine in San Diego could just surface and launch a fucking nuke to Moscow.
Yes.
Yep.
100%.
Oh, appreciate it. That's why we never know what those fucking things are, isn't it?
But yes, they could literally surface in New York Harbor and nuke Moscow from New York.
Well, hot damn. That's sort of.
I would even contend to say we should, but that's another story. Oh, Vladimir pooping his drawers when that shit hits.
Shit.
Columbia ever coming out? Columbia.
New class of submarine.
The fucking space shuttle?
No, I don't think that's what he's talking about. I don't
know. I don't know much about like submarines. That was like the opposite direction of what I like to do.
Yeah, here it is on Wikipedia. Columbia class, formerly known as the Ohio Replacement Submarine. Nuclear-powered ballistic missile submarines of the U.S. Navy designed to replace the Ohio class. Construction of the first vessel began in 2020, October. Scheduled to be in service in 2031.
All I'm saying is there's no way in hell you could pay me enough to be on a fucking submarine. Go fuck yourself.
You know, coming from you, that means a lot. Because you fly stunt planes and ride really fast motorcycles.
I don't know. No, I'm not okay with being underwater like that. No.
It does seem like a big damn coffin, doesn't it?
Just no. Y'all can keep that shit. I just couldn't imagine wanting to be in there and like that. No. Of course, here's my dumb ass, you know, I fucking sign me up to go into space.
How is that any different? How is that any different? Ultimately,
I'm not gonna drown in space. If I explosively decompress in space, I'm never gonna know what the fuck happened.
but you'll see it happen before it happens. What was that fucking movie with Sandra fucking Bullock and George Clooney?
Gravity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would suck.
Good movie. Extremely unrealistic, though.
I'd rather watch Old Dogs. No, what was it? Cowboys.
Space Cowboys?
Yeah.
Again, very unrealistic, but a good movie.
Wasn't that a... Yeah, I remember. That was like the fucking Apollo, 16 crew come back to fucking figure some shit out.
The backup crew. They never got to launch.
Hmm. I remember it being a bunch of old men who were mostly retired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were the backup crew for one of the Apollo flights.
I know.
But no, legit, like one of my I'm not scared of much, but I would say my phobia is being trapped in a room or like a submarine where filling with water and can't get out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's just like, dude, that fucking sends shivers up my spine to even think about that shit.
For sure. There was an episode of I don't know why this came to my mind, but there's an episode of Battlestar Galactica where they have the catastrophic fire on board the Battlestar to seal off sections of the ship and jettison like 100 people into space. That's kind of the same thing. You have to seal the fucking chambers that actually work. I remember a survival story about a Russian submarine that sank all the way to the bottom of the ocean. And like a handful of engineers ended up surviving because they were in the back of the boat. And rescue crews found the submarine sitting on the
Kursk. It was a Kursk.
Yeah.
Yep. Their own torpedo exploded.
Right.
Fucking Russians.
Because the goddamn launch tube didn't open. Something.
Leave it to the fucking Russians.
But that's what fucking saved them.
What's sad is we had the deep DSRV, deep submergence rescue vehicle, that was like in the area that we could have docked with the fucking thing and taken those guys off. The Russians said, nope.
Everything is under control. We do not need the help from the United States. Because you're fucking stupid.
Fucking Russians. Gotta be dumb to want to be a Russian.
You know, for a globalist fucking ideology, they are awfully nationalist.
Huh?
Communism's a globalist ideology. They want to take over the world.
Russia's not communist.
Hmm.
Russia hasn't been communist since the fall of the Soviet Union. It's a dictatorship.
At the time of the Kirks.
Yeah. That was post-Soviet.
Was it?
Yep.
Now, that doesn't mean that their leader, their fearless leader, doesn't want to reinstitute it.
Hmm.
No, he doesn't. He just wants to be dictator.
He has said a number of times he wants to go back to the old
Yeah, he
ways.
says a lot of things.
Yeah, he does. Maybe it's that extra
And
chromosome.
from what I know, when he refers to the old ways, he's referencing the Russian Federation, not the Soviet Union.
Hmm. So the Orthodox monarchy.
I don't know about that.
That's what existed before the Soviets, right? Before Lenin. It was the Romanov monarchy.
Well, the czars, yeah.
Yeah. The Russian Federation is what they are now.
Huh?
I said the Russian Federation is what they are now. They were the Romanov Empire back then. The Russian Empire. Russian Empire, yeah. Yeah, I worry about that. In ways that I probably should not discuss. Murdercom says hydrogen peroxide is fun, man. They'd be like the terrorists messing with TATP in Sweden.
Hydrogen peroxide is fucking nasty when you get it up into the higher concentrations. It was used as a, I believe, an oxidizer for rocket fuel, early rockets.
Interesting.
Might have been the fuel itself, but I think it was the oxidizer. Better than the fucking Chinese with their monomethylhydrazine and nitrogen tetroxide dropping in the fucking villages.
That's what the fucking North Koreans and Chinese are doing.
Jesus Christ. No, they launch rockets with this hypergolic fuel in it, right? And not only is it highly, explosive, hypergolic means when they mix, they ignite. You don't have to light it. You don't have to ignite it. It just starts on fire.
Chemical reaction.
Yeah. So they use these two fuels, fuel and an oxidizer, which both basically, if you inhale the fumes, your lungs dissolve.
Oh my God.
And when they launch out of their space center, which there's a reason we put our space centers on the coast. There's a reason Europe puts their space centers on the coast. Because you don't want your stages dropping in populated areas. Derp. Trying to put theirs in the middle of their fucking country. So now when they eat these things,
they land on people's
They drop
farms.
their first stages. They land on villages. There's video of these things landing on villages, fuming the hypergolic fuel everywhere.
Green flames and
it's orange.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's fucking insane.
All them people gonna die of cancer.
They're not gonna die of cancer. That stuff's not like long term. Like, oh, you breathe it in and you're gonna get cancer in 10 years. No, it dissolves your lung tissue. Literally, like you breathe it in, you're done. I mean, we do use that, but it's in extremely small quantities for like the thrusters to maneuver the spacecraft in flight.
Yeah.
Like I said, and there's a reason that we don't launch in the center of our fucking country. Fucking China. God damn, they're just as bad as fucking Russians.
At least it's bad. I would say Mao Zedong was demonstrably worse, but
Mao's dong.
Lyshenko killed 30 million people in Russia. Pretty sure Mao Zedong killed
Stalin,
over.
you mean? Stalin?
Stalin employed Lyshenko to define the agriculture fucking terms for the Communist Party. Lyshenko, yes.
No, Lyshenko is currently president of.
Lyshenko was
Belarus.
also an agriculture scientist back in World War II. And he defined this completely pseudoscience fucking agrarian technique for Stalin that killed 30 million people with famine. Guess who adopted it? It was Mao Zedong. Because
Like Lysenko, not Lyshenko.
L-Y...
Yeah, Lysenko.
Yeah.
Lyshenko is the president of Belarus.
Okay. Well, no, it's not what I'm talking about.
Dictator of Belarus.
I'm talking about some dude way back when, in fucking the days of Stalin. It was some Ukrainian pseudoscience, agricultural science denier. And he was so devout to the fucking party that they decided his way was the right way, even though every other agricultural scientist in the world told them they were insane. Stupid shit. Like, you could convince plants to not consume as much water, you know? Which obviously didn't fucking work. Over 130 million people fucking starved to death because of that shit. Most of them under Mao Zedong.
Wait, is that what happened? And I got told by the lefties that it's because the farmers decided they didn't want to hand over their properties to the state. Isn't that what happened?
No, because the motherfuckers who said that went to the fucking gulag. Oh, shit.
Wait, are you telling me the lefties are wrong?
Oh, man.
Bro, come on.
As always, there's a kernel of truth to it. The farmers who said that was a terrible idea got sent to the gulag and got replaced with farmers who said, yes, sir. Anything you say, sir. I'll do whatever you say. Yes, I'll do that. I'll try to convince the plants to consume less water.
I mean, that sounds like a good idea to me.
Pinochet.
Plants. I mean, plants are kind of gay anyway.
Operation Pussy Willow.
Operation who?
Pussy Willow.
all Twisted heard was pussy. What pussy where? Who said pussy?
I started looking around like my girlfriend and her home already. Damn.
Oh, shit.
Operation Vagina Slime.
Oh.
Give me ooh.
I don't know. I'm just imagining like some fucking lot lizard sitting on a chair butt naked and then getting up and there's like residue. I'm like, wait a minute.
I mean, it could happen.
Looks like she's leaking. Somebody check the dipstick.
Oh, look out.
Could you imagine actually being that hard up for fucking sex that you banged a lot lizard? Jesus Christ. Right, well, just
apparently some men come to that point in their lives, my man.
You said come. That's just sad and disturbing and disgusting all at the same time. I just couldn't imagine. Couldn't imagine being that hard up that you would sink to that level. Fucking taking fucking vagina from methany.
At some point, your hand's probably better.
Dude, at every point, your hand's better than that. I would much rather fuck my hand than methany.
Well, Murdercom's got it right. He says, I like to think I have an open mind. If there was a passable lot lizard for the right price, I'd be crazy not to.
Dude, you're taking, well, not literally, but you're taking your dick in your own hands doing that. Shit might just fall off.
Oh, it's possible.
Tell me that wouldn't just be terrifying to see that in action.
A lot lizard fucking a trucker?
I mean, just to see a lot lizard.
Oh.
I'd be like scarred for life.
I think I've seen a few. And you never stopped at a truck stop at 3 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah, but never like. I guess I just don't pay attention to the lot lizards. I guess I may have seen some, but I never really paid attention to them.
Oh, there's always some trashy fucking horrors hanging around the fucking truck stop.
Yeah, that's valid.
Anyway, I reckon I'm gonna cut it there. It's been a good time. I'm out of beer, and I need to go to the store. And I don't want to make you all sit here for 10 minutes and wait for me to come back for a handful of people on kick.
Out of beer. That sounds like a serious violation.
Well, it's one that I can resolve for the next 40 minutes. So I'm going to go do that. Anyway.
You enjoy your trip to get beer.
I will. And that is all that will happen. And that's all that will be said about it. Thank you very much. Have a good night. Goodbye.